Good morning. Today we are going to see about the control statements in Java. So, as we know, the control statements are divided into decision making as well as branching, or I can say it as branching as well as looping statements, right? So now we are going to see about the decision making statement. So in Java, the decision making statements are divided into four different statements, right? So first statement is known as if statement, second statement is known as if else statement, third statement is if else ladder, and the last one is nested if statement. So these statements is used for testing the conditions, and the conditions matches the statement, then it will be returning the true, or if the statement is false it will be returning false. So how does if statement looks, okay, or what is the use of if statement? So if statement is mainly used to test the condition, and if it is true, or only if it is used to check the true condition, right? So there is no else case in if statement to check the false condition, and that is called a simple if statement, right? So the syntax of if statement is if condition, and we are going inside the statement if it is true, right? So you can see the data flow diagram of if block here, right? So what I am going to do is I am going to check the condition here, right? So if the condition is true, then the if statement code will be checked, and after that it will be going out of the loop. So you can see the coding here. So always the program starts in void main, right? So public static void main string argues of. So if the mark is equal to 70, so what is mark here? A variable is mark, and the data type is what? Integer. So 70 is the constant, and equal to is the assignment operator, right? So if mark is equal to 70, then okay, so mark, what is the condition that I have given here? If mark is greater than 65, so 70 is greater than 65, so automatically what happens? It will return the true. It will return the statement called as true. So if it returns true, then the first division will be printed in the screen, right? So this is how the if statement is going to work. Now we are going to see about if else statement. Here an extra code is been added, that is what? Else, right? So if the condition is false, what happens? Automatically the else statement will be printed, right? So here also I am using mark as my variable, and the variable is initialized with declared as well as initialized with the constant value called as 50, right? So if mark is greater than 65, okay, so what is mark? 50 is greater than 65, automatically the statement will return, okay, this decision making statement will return a false statement, right? So if it is false statement, it will be going, the block will be going to else statement. Automatically what happens? Second division will be printed. So we are not going inside the first loop, right? So it will be coming down to else statement, and inside else statement second division is the statement that is going to be printed, right? Because 50 is what? 50 is lesser than 65, so the condition is false, and automatically else division will be else second division will be printed. And in the third statement we are using if else if ladder, right? So this is known as what? If ladder. So you can see the diagram. In this if ladder statement, we are going to test the condition, and for one condition multiple statements is going to be executed. So this is the syntax, okay. In the left hand side you can see the syntax of if ladder here. So you can see each and every if, okay, before if statement you can see here in each and every if statement there will be a condition, okay. So multiple conditions are going to be checked here. So this is an example program for if statement. Here the program starts in void main, right? The name of the class is if demo1, right? So integer mark is equal to 50. So what is the variable name here? Mark is the variable name. So I am assigning the value called as 75 to the variable called as mark, and this mark is of type what? Integer. So I am checking the first condition here. If mark is less than 50, so automatically what happens? This is a wrong statement, it will return false, right? So I am going to the next statement. So here I have two conditions, right? And the two conditions can be done with the help of what? And okay, so I am using a conjunction statement, right? It is just like a conjunction, right? So what happens, two different conditions can be checked with the help of this operator, right? So mark is greater than 50 and mark is less than 60. So this statement is true, but this statement is what, false, because the value of mark is what, 75. So D grade will not be printed, right? So it will be going and checking the next statement, mark is greater than or is equal to 60, right? So here what happens, automatically the boolean value will be returned true or false. So one true and another false, this will return what, the value called as false. Here this will return true and this will return false, because the value of mark is 75. So this will also return a false statement. Here this will return true and this will also return true, because the mark value is 75 and 75 is lesser than 80. So true and true is true. So what is the value? B grade. Okay, so this will be printed. Clear? So, and I am using two more statements here, but automatically what happens, it is less than 90 will be true and 75 greater than or is equal to 80. Here it will return what, false statement. So A grade will not be printed, A plus grade will not be printed. Okay, so if the condition, if all these conditions are false, then automatically what happens, else statement called as invalid statement will be printed as an output, right? So the last statement is known as nested if statement. This is mainly used to check the conditions. In this, one if block will be created inside another if block. You can see here, it is nested if. Okay, so you can see the syntax. Okay, so there will be two if condition here. Okay, here there is an if condition and here there is an if condition. And this is known as what? Nested if conditions, right? So you can see the data flow diagram of nested if block. First the condition is checking, the statement will be, if it is true, it will be going inside the statement, and if the statement is false, automatically it will be coming down the block. Okay, so the second block, it is not going inside the second block, it is coming down the second block, right? So the second condition will be checking, if it is true, automatically it will be going to what, the if code. Okay, so if the first condition is true, the statement will be read, and the second condition is true, the statement will be checked, otherwise it will be coming out of the loop. This is how the nested if statement is going to work, right? So public class nested if demo1, so the name of the program is nested if demo1. So what I am going to do is, I am going to use the nested if statement here. The variable name is age, so age is equal to 25. So weight is equal to 70. So I am going to check two different conditions here, right? So if the age is greater than 18, so the age is what, 25, automatically this will return a true value, and the weight is greater than 50, automatically this will also return a true value, and then you are eligible will be the output that is printed in the screen, right? So that's all for today's video. Thank you.